For the Zips Digital Network, Chad Welker here with head men's basketball coach John Gross. And Coach, we just got to briefly talk one more time about the Kent game last Friday night. I know it wasn't the result you were looking for, but what did you guys learn as a team after that contest?
Yeah, well, I think just holistically, last week, obviously, we lost 2 one-possession games. And so the opportunity to take a look at the film, and I told them, hey, look, if we approach this the right way, we could really have a lot of growth as a team from this. And from the standpoint of execution, really. I mean, just a play or two is all the difference in those 2 games. And how many things within the game could we have controlled from an execution standpoint where we did our job better? We always call it an 80-20 level. And I didn't think we did that in either game. And how that can cost you, 1 point in the case of the Kent game. 3 points in the case of the Buffalo game. So I said if we allow this, it could make us stronger. And so that's the approach we've taken with it. We were also able to get a few extra days off this week to try to get them freshened up mentally, physically, and emotionally for the stretch run, while at the same time also having a little training camp format earlier in the week on Monday and Tuesday where we kind of went back to a preseason type of day and really locked in on 3 or 4 things. I thought we got better. And now, obviously, we're busy preparing for Eastern Michigan on Saturday, and we've got to make sure that we're ready to go. They're playing great. They've won 2 games in a row now, beating Toledo and Buffalo, and they've got the #1 defense in the league. So, they're playing, I think, you have to ask Rob Murphy, but from watching them on film here the last week or 2, I think it's the best they've played since I've been watching them dating back to game 1. So we're going to have to play well. We've got to see if we can get our execution to match our effort.
In regards to the second time that you're playing a team, and it is always kind of difficult to kind of figure out things that you did really well because they're going to make those adjustments. You've been in the business so long. Share with me, what do you end up coaching when you go into preparation for this Eastern game on Saturday? Yeah,
no, you're exactly right. Both teams are going to make some adjustments from game 1. And at the end of the day, it still comes down to effort, who plays harder, who's tougher. Who makes more toughness plays, and most importantly, who executes better. I thought we played really hard, in particular, in last week's Kent game. I told them there's nobody in our locker room that should be embarrassed by their effort. Now, there was some toughness plays that we should have made that we didn't, that they made, and there was some execution things and some details that we needed to get cleaned up. And, if you don't execute in this league, especially when you start playing teams, Chad, a second time. In some cases, down the stretch, you may even be playing a team for the 3rd time. You've got to be able to execute.
And I know we've always continued this focus of the 1-0 mentality. 1-0 is obviously starting Saturday, that game at 2 o'clock here, James A. Rhodes Arena. But then you have Tuesday, and you have the East League leaders with Bowling Green. From the little bit that we know about the Falcons, can you share your thoughts?
Yeah, I know they're really, really deep. They're terrific offensively. I really like their chemistry and composition. I've had a chance to watch them a couple times. In preparing for other opponents, sometimes you see the other team play, especially here once we get to league play. And then obviously they've got a terrific player in Justin Turner. I mean, he's a terrific player and has the capability, and Fry does as well, of making high-level, hard shots and can put a team on their back. And both those guys have that ability and have done that. And then I just really like the pieces around them and the way that they play together. They've done a really good job. So, we'll have our hands full. All these games are hard. They're supposed to be hard. They're trying to win too. It comes down to players making plays, having some toughness about you, and then obviously execution. Doing your job, doing the things that you can control at an 80-20 level. And we've got to get back to doing that, and then that gives us a chance as we do that, and we continue to do that every day, then you have a chance to play your best basketball down the stretch.
Appreciate the time as always, Coach. Of course, fans, we want to see you here at James A. Rhodes Arena. You got Eastern Michigan here against 2 p.m. on Saturday, and then Bowling Green on Tuesday at 7 p.m. right here. Check out all the men's basketball action. For the Zips Digital Network, Chad Welker, for men's basketball coach John Gross. Have a great rest of your week, and as always, go Zips.